Well, hi everybody. It's been a while since I've been back in my regular kind of filming space, so it's feeling really good. It's only February, second month of the year, so it's okay. Today, I want to talk about loss. Now, my newsletter that's going to be coming out for February is also about loss, but that one is more targeted to our academic careers and how we deal with loss or not getting the paper published or that sort of thing. This time I want to talk a little bit more kind of about personal loss. And what I mean by that, I'm not talking about something so serious as grieving the death of a loved one or something like that. I don't mean that kind of loss. I just mean kind of the loss that we experience in our personal lives, be it a best friend that moves away, or be it our favorite restaurant closes down, things like that. And moving up to things a little bit more serious, which we'll get to in a second. But I think that one of the biggest things that I'm realizing over the when I'm talking with clients and over actually the video series that I've been doing lately is that almost all of these segments are starting off with this need to be able to feel your feelings through this. And I think that is something that people, blow off or, this is woo woo, or, but the reality is, if you cannot experience and acknowledge and express those feelings of loss, you can't move past it. You just can't. And I'm going to give you guys know me by now. I'm pretty much an open book. So I'm going to just give you a tiny bit of a personal experience. So remember that very positive things. So getting married, the birth of a baby, even though they are amazingly positive in the vast majority of cases, we know that they are extremely stressful events. So obviously loss, we're going to know, is certainly a stressful event for sure. And there's actually, as we know, there's biological things that occur with stress that are not good for our bodies long term. And one thing that we know is processing our feelings and getting that out of us helps us deal with the loss. So let me give you an example. So I recently had a personal loss that was a positive thing. So this loss was something that was good. It was something that needed to happen. It was something that needed to happen probably a long time ago. No regrets, because really it happened at just the right moment when it really should have happened. But I was excited for this loss to occur. All right. I know you might be thinking, what could it be? But you'll figure it out. Um, anyway, my business is going to undergo a rebranding, and that will make it pretty obvious what the loss was. But the weekend after it happened, I was knocked out. I was mentally exhausted. I was physically a wreck. And I basically took 2 days of doing absolutely nothing. And I processed some of the feelings and I let some of it out, but I probably still have work to do on that. I probably haven't done it all yet. And I remember having all this guilt, like, oh my gosh, I was getting so behind on my work job because I wasn't working on the weekend. I was getting so behind on my business because I wasn't working on the weekend. And I just had to acknowledge that just taking a step back for 48 hours and doing nothing and just feeling the feels, and like, yes, it's a loss that you're super happy about moving on, but there's a lot that comes with loss. And obviously, if you're going to be grieving the closing of your favorite restaurant, it's not going to be that extreme. But there's lots of different things that we lose that have an impact on us. So I guess that's the one message that I took a very long time to say, which is you've got to feel the feels. But the second thing is that, and this is similar to the newsletter, is that even with personal loss, every loss is a opportunity for growth. And I know how, like, oh, that sounds like, oh, what a phrase, but it's so true. If you just think about it, let's just take something small that we can all, the closing of your favorite restaurant. I keep saying that. Okay, so now you have the opportunity to, instead of going back to the same place you've been to like 20,000 times, you can try all these new different restaurants. Like, how exciting is that, right? Every loss comes with growth. If it doesn't come with growth, there's where you're going to need some coaching. If it's not coming with some growth, because loss is the avenue for growth. And there's no better way to do it, because when you've lost something, you kind of don't have a choice. You can stay in the loss and in the I don't know what to do, and backstep and the puddles and ickiness, or you can move forward. And I don't know about you, but I love moving forward. And the most exciting thing is you may not know exactly what you're moving forward to. That's exciting too. I think so many of us professionals in academia, we're always like, okay, next step, next step, next step, next step. And we kind of know exactly what our next step is and exactly what we're going to do next. Certainly in our professional life, oftentimes in our personal life too, we're that like type A, we planned everything out. Sometimes to not have a plan, to not know exactly what's going to happen, to like live in the actual moment is thrilling beyond words, right? So you've got to be open to that. So I guess those are kind of my two take home points from dealing with personal loss for today. If any of you are dealing with any of that, is feel your feelings. It is 100% better on the other side. And to remember that loss is probably one of the best ways that you grow and one of the best ways that you allow new, exciting, fantastical, incredible things into your life. Check out my newsletter that's going to talk about that will come out. It hasn't come out yet. So it might come out this weekend. It's going to talk about loss in academia. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.